Thank you.
With a big dick. Tall dick. You know what's up?
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
My name is Matthew Mitchell, and this here's a fishing yarn called Big Baby. Swore I'd get gone for dark. Early morning promises I'd made and forgotten. And by the time I heard the first nighthawk, I knew I'd fuckered myself. Still had a line out, another tug, and I couldn't let it go. Something playing grab ass with my bait, and we've been doing the dance for an hour with no end in sight. Normally, I'd have a black light rig down here by the shore, box of crickets, spool of glow line, not no more. Night fishing was off the table, had been since them folks turned up dead. We ain't even supposed to cast down this end of the river, a pact among locals. Conservation efforts, we like to say. Besides, there ain't been a big baby sighting in, hell, 3 years. Personally, I ain't seen it since I was a kid. Don't worry me much. Sure, I'm tempted to hunt channel cats on a warm evening, but I know better than to dip into my stink bait. Not in these parts. Just stick to worms or shad, and Big Baby won't bother you none. And that ain't got nothing to do with why I weren't keen on the diving sun. Local pigs don't scare me. Wildlife neither. Now, I was worried about an outsider who claimed the lives of 5 hikers this past season. Beat to death, hacked to pieces, strewn about the trees. Grisly stuff. Murderer on the loose or not, I had me a fish to catch. Wasn't about to just let this fucker tease me and walk away. Any bass stalker worth their weight will tell you the same. A good haul's a good haul. Daylight be damned. I'll spare you the sorrow of my efforts. We'll say I sunk the hook, gave it the good fight, snapped the line just as I pulled to shore. Won't say how close, won't lie as to the size. I ain't here to tell no stories, friends, only truth. I reeled in, line broke and weightless, still cussing, and I hear this noise behind me. A dirty shame, they said. I nearly jumped clear out my britches. It weren't just the fact someone crept up on me without so much as twig snap, nor the closeness which they had obtained. It was the way they said it, the coldness of it. Now my daddy taught me it's best not to let a threat know you've been affected. Let them think you kept your cucumber cool, even if they seen your hackles raise. And much as my head wanted to turn and face my visitor, I kept both eyes on the water and reeled in my dead line. Looked like a biggin. I heard them approach me on the bank. They wasn't trying to hide no more. I mustered. Hate to see it, they said. My line come up out the river and into the pole. I tied it off in a bunny ear and knelt beside my tackle box. Down on one knee, I tilted my eyes ever so slightly, and I seen the buck knife first, a fat, nasty wedge of silver in a gloved fist. The knife burned bright white in the fading sun. There's a camo ski mask pulled over their face, eyes obscured by a pair of thick glasses. Jesus, I thought, this how it ends? I was about to jump to my feet, thought I'd swing my rod, try to catch this punk's face with a good switch or two for, well, you know. Then I heard the branch snap. It sounded more like a trunk of a tree, if I'm being honest. I weren't the only one that heard it. The stranger flipped around so fast I thought they'd put out their neck. Big Baby stood beside a white oak, watching us. Now, like I say, hadn't seen it in years, but I knew what I was looking at. Even with the sun now gone and it standing beneath the wealth of black shades, you could see the hair, the yellow eyes, the size of it. Smelled like burning squirrel fur and rotten fish. Stranger must have seen it too, or smelled it at least. Started backing up towards me, making little noises in the back of their throat. They waved that knife back and forth like a motorboat. Big Baby stepped out from the trees and onto the bank. Its feet as flat and long as swamp lilies. The odor swelled. It swiped at the outsider, half-hearted, and whined like a child. I don't know what compelled me to do what I done next. Ducked beside my tackle, fished around until I found the jar. Opened the bottle of BJ stink bait and dipped my hand into the mush. It stunk so bad, like it's supposed to. It nearly drowned out Big Baby's inimitable funk. The outsider backed into me, shucking that blade around. Had to duck the knife to keep my nose. And I hopped up real close and smeared that stink bait all over the back of their head. The BJ clung to the mask like wet shit. I hauled out the rest and slathered it down their shoulders. The stranger jerked around and took a stab at my face. I sidestepped off the bank and threw myself backward into the water. Big Baby come up alongside him. It sniffed at the air. Watched it grab that masked sucker by the arm and wrenched it off with a pow. Made it look easy. The knife fell and they might have screamed, but Big Baby picked him up by the waist and stuffed their head inside its mouth. I closed my eyes, but still heard the crunch. Kind of like a ripe melon under a boot. There's a sloshing sound too. No screams, just noises. I wonder what it is makes a thing like Big Baby go crazy for stink bait. The chicken gullet, the aged blood, must be the perfect mix. Anyhow, I swam fast as I could, got clear to the other bank, and didn't look back. Them murders stopped after that. I feel bad not reporting to the pigs. Families of them dead hikers deserve their peace. But I kept my trap shut. Wouldn't want no game wardens coming through here. Might find Big Baby. I figured they considered a threat, beasts like that. And we can't have it. We protect our own around here. Next time I'll go down to the river, not sure when that'll be. I plan to leave a jar of BJ for Big Baby. A thank you from a friend.